I got pregnant without having like actually. I was 15 and I was trying to put a tampon in. I had tried multiple different times and I always kind of thought that I either wasn't doing it right or like, cause I would go to like push it in, it just like would not go. So I finally went to my mom and I'm like, hey, there's an issue. I can't get a tampon in. It's kind of weird. And my mom was like, yeah, that is weird. Let's take you to the doctor. We get there and she goes to do the pelvic exam. Very quickly is like, oh, we have a problem. She was telling me that there was a piece of skin like on the inside of my opening, blocking the opening. Like almost you see like that little tiny opening, that's all that was open. She said she couldn't even get her pinky nail in. Like it was completely closed up. And we're talking, this skin was like this thick. Like it was thick. It's not like a huge deal because it was open enough that I could still have my period and things could flow, but I couldn't have. My mom's elated. She's like, perfect, built-in chastity belt. The conversation was that when I turned 18, she would pay for the surgery to have it fixed. Moving forward, when I was 16, I met my boyfriend and he had already been sexually active when I met him. But we still had fun. We fooled around, you know, there's other ways and we did. But like 2 months into dating, we had a night where we were completely alone. He finished, you know, stomach area. And then there was a dribble down, you know, like down, I guess. And it dribbled down and went in through that tiny hole, then up through the second hymen, up into my cervix and found an egg. About 3 weeks later, I'm late for my period and no part of my brain was like, oh, I bet you I'm pregnant or wonder if, nothing. After more than being like a week late, 2 weeks late at this point, I start to panic. And that's when I'm like, could I be pregnant? There's no way. So I buy a pregnancy test and I take it and it's like immediate, double bright red lines. Like it's there, it was fast. I'm like, oh boy. So I go and get like 10 more pregnancy tests and I take all of them and they're all positive. Freaking out. By the way, at this point in my life, I am Mormon. I live in Utah. I call my boyfriend. I tell him to come over. I'm already freaking out. I'm already crying. And I tell him expecting that he's going to break up with me. He's going to ditch all these things. And he's like, oh yeah, no, that's cool. Don't worry. We'll figure this out. Married him, by the way. He is my current husband. My mom convinces herself that maybe I'm not pregnant and maybe it was just like a parasite or maybe aliens or like something else was causing a positive pregnancy test. There's no way I could be pregnant. There's no way my daughter would do this. Even though I told her like, yeah, we did stuff. It's possible. So we get to the doctor and, you know, pee in the cup. She put her hands on my abdomen and was like, oh yeah, honey, you're pregnant. I was 3 months pregnant at this point. So the doctor told me that I needed to start stretching the hole open because I couldn't have surgery because I'm pregnant, couldn't go under anesthesia. So the surgery wasn't an option. But we had quite a bit of time, you know, before this baby was due that she's like, you can manually open it yourself. She gave me this like numbing cream. And for a couple months, I was manually like with my own finger, not these nails, didn't have the nails at that time, was like using the numbing cream and like stretching the hole open. After a couple months of that, I had stretched it open enough that same doctor gave me a speculum. And the speculum is like this plastic thing that you stick it in and then you wind up the end of it and it opens. And so I was using that for a few months every night with the numbing cream and it was painful, like extremely painful. I cried. Did not look forward to it, but I was determined to get this open. And I did. It was finally open enough that me and my husband finally did the deed. It was still extremely painful because it was still really like, it was not stretched all the way. So, but we get the epidural in, everything's good. And after the doctor, I was worried that the doctor had talked about, yeah, we might have to go in after and like snip skin off, like whatever. So post having the baby and the doctor's looking at all of it. He's like, oh, it looks great. The skin like disintegrated. It's gone. We don't even have to do anything down here. It just ripped to shreds, shriveled up. Gone. And then, you know, post baby and healing and recovery, I was able to have intercourse like normal. But yeah, that's story about how I conceived my first child with no. And then I went on to have 3 more babies after that on birth control, the pill, the NuvaRing, and the IUD. That one was a crazy one.